South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators. Fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again. Magda when chauffeured bragging and boast.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Dollars. Welcome back to the channel. It's another day, another dollar video. This time I'm doing a reaction to Savages from the 6, Rolexx Homi. This is from Mind So 6, I believe. There's the person that made this video. I believe he's gonna be talking about, you know, somebody in that's in Chicago, somebody in Toronto who's a rapper that's getting into beef and stuff like that. So let's just check it out. A lot of my subscribers are from Toronto, so you guys will probably appreciate this. Check it out.
Remember when they caught your homie riding on a scooter? They chased him in the bottles. He pointing at the shooters. Right in front of, they start popping shots. Bang, bang, anywhere, man, the homie block.
This is 31-year-old Rowan Atkins, better known as Rolexx Homi. He's a rapper from the Alexandra Park area of Toronto and part of the PO MG4L collective. Now he's still relatively new to the rap game, but he's put out some mentionable tracks such as Wicker, Still Remix, and Hot Hits, but he's mostly known for his features on Halal Meat and
Alright, which one of these songs would you like me to react to from this guy, Rolexx Homi? I see he has a song with K Money and Casper. Okay, I might have to check that one out. But if there's any songs from Rolexx Homi that any of my subscribers would like me to check out, let me know in the comment section down below.
Ride, with both songs racking in millions of views on YouTube. Now before he went by Rolexx Homi, he was rapping under the name Tommy Guns, and he has a video of him freestyling on a rap sheet DVD.
Say yo, Francis won't stop the hollow from poisoning you. I come through the block to find you.
Now it seems like another rapper with some potential, but Rolexx Homi couldn't seem to focus on just making music, a common problem amongst artists who come from the rough parts of the city. So Rolexx Homi usually wears a mask in his pictures and videos to hide his face and conceal his identity, but he recently made headlines and the media ended up unmasking him. On August 13th of this year, he found himself in the spotlight after he made a post on his Instagram with 3,000 plus followers where he said to quote-unquote shoot everyone in Regent Park. Well, someone ended up reporting it, and now the Toronto police are looking for Rolexx, and he's wanted for a threatening death investigation.
Okay, so I was under the assumption that this was going to be another case of a rapper on the run for catching a body. So, you know, at least that's not the case here, but still, you know, when you do stuff like this, this is actually serious crimes. You know, you can't do stuff like this on the internet, man, because you got a lot of dumb fans that will actually do things that these rappers say because they're dummies, you know. But so why was he hiding his face? He didn't want his ops to know who he was. Like, what was the whole point of that? And it seems like, oh, they already see how he looks right here. Okay, so he got beef with Regent Park. Obviously, he's on songs with Casper and K Money. I should have known.
Now there is some speculation as to whether it was his real account or if he was the one who actually posted it, but nonetheless, he is currently wanted.
Got 5 Grand Theft Auto stars.
Most recent affair of police, his rap sheet goes much further back, as well as his history in the streets. So today, on Savages from the 6, we'll take a look at Rolexx Homi. So Rolexx grew up in Alexandra Park, a district near the downtown core. He's from the Atkinson Co-op, which is an array of public housing, including a few high-rises and a bunch of smaller complex buildings. The housing project used to be way bigger, but large sections of the co-op have since been demolished. This was part of the city's attempt to revitalize the neighborhood and curb the violence. Atkinson Co-op goes by the alias PO, which stands for Project Originals. This was a gang that was formed way back in the 1980s, that since splintered into subset gangs like MG4L, which is the same group that popular Toronto rappers Casper and K Money are from. Alexandra Park has been a rough area for decades, known for gang and drug activity and home to numerous shootings. Given its close proximity to another large cluster of public housing, Regent Park, PO found themselves feuding with local groups like Halal Gang and Sick Thugs. This ongoing beef keeps the area in a hostile state of war, and police on their toes, as gangs battle for control of the lucrative downtown drug trade. Growing up in a neighborhood like Alexandra Park, Rolexx quickly found himself caught up in the streets as a young teenager. He started getting mixed up with some members of PO, and eventually would make his introduction to the police system. Rolex's first documented run-in with the law happened way back in the fall of 2005. On September 20th, it's alleged that Rolexx and a few friends got a tip that there was a large amount of cash stashed inside a Windsor home. They decided that they wanted to rob the place, so the four young men made the 3-hour drive west from Toronto to Windsor. When they
Damn, guys, they actually drove 3 hours to rob a house? That's dedication right there, bro. That's some dedication right there. If you're gonna drive that long to rob somebody, you know some serious bread in there or something. There gotta be stacks and stacks in that motherfucker, bro. There ain't no way you're gonna take a drive that long, almost 4 hours. And if you find nothing, give me yours. But yeah, let's finish this.
arrived, one of the men knocked on the door holding a pizza box and posing as a lost delivery driver. Once the man answered, the masquerader dropped the box and raised a gun. The others then appeared, wielding guns and knives, and forced their way inside the home. The man's girlfriend was also in the house, so they tied the couple up and started threatening them and demanding cash. The victim somehow managed to call the police before escaping the house, leaving the perps inside. Police quickly responded and surrounded the home. There was an intense 3-hour standoff before all four of the men surrendered and were promptly arrested. One of the men arrested was Rolexx. He ended up being charged with breaking and entering, armed robbery, forcible confinement, and uttering threats. He pleaded guilty to all the charges. Now at this time he was only 16 years old and considered a youth offender, so the court system was lenient on the charges. For his role in the brazen armed home invasion, Rolexx received 2 years and 7 months in a youth detention center, followed by 3 years of probation.
He lucky he caught that as a young boy, because if he would have been older, bro, he probably would have never came out. That would have probably been some life or some shit. They don't play, man. When you go up in people's homes with guns, threatening and tying people up, that's a serious case right there. So, you know, he's lucky he was able to get off light. 2 years, 7 months. That's light.
One of Rolexx's co-accused in the crime was Michael Nguyen, an Asian assassins gang member who was the victim killed in the Yorkdale shooting that happened in 2013, where a shooter opened fire in the mall's parking lot, hitting Michael multiple times. But back to Rolexx. While he was locked up, the media reported that he made positive improvements in his behavior and even managed to earn 18 high school credits while behind bars. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep the same positive demeanor once he was released, because just a few months after getting out, he found himself caught up on the wrong side of the law once again. The next incident takes place on September 24th, 2008, in the Finch and Morningside area of Scarborough. Police responded to the area to investigate a suspicious person and saw the individual on the corner of the street. When the suspect saw the police, he quickly boarded a TTC bus in a futile attempt to escape. The officers then stopped the bus, and the suspect, who ended up being Rolexx, was arrested. The police then made him retrace his steps, where they allegedly found a .357 Magnum in a backyard. This heavy-duty revolver was loaded with 5 bullets. Rolexx was charged with 9 firearms-related offenses. Miraculously, the court system still had mercy on Rolexx, and he found himself being released on probation. This close call made him tread carefully for a few years, but he would soon get into trouble once again. We're now brought to the frosty night of December 31st, 2010, to the Queen and Spadina area of downtown Toronto. It's New Year's Eve, and the streets are packed with people partying and celebrating. And there's Tavis officers roaming the streets trying to keep everybody safe. Now, Tavis is a specific branch of Toronto police geared to anti-violence and basically gun control. Now, this was way back in 2010, years before carding was made illegal. So police were allowed to stop, question, and essentially search anyone they want.
Carding? What does that mean? The Canadian Civil Liberties Association denounced carding as unlawful and unconstitutional to the Toronto Police Services Board. On January 13, 2014, the Ontario Human Rights Commission formally notified the Toronto Police Services Board that the practice of carding must be stopped. Is that like a stop and frisk or something? The Toronto version of stop and frisk? I'm not sure.
Without reason. While this unit was patrolling the downtown streets when they came across a man, Rolexx, who they deemed to look suspicious. The police decided to investigate, and Rolexx was searched. They found a loaded Jennings 9mm pistol with 7 rounds of ammo. He was arrested and charged with 8 firearms-related offenses. Rolexx was found guilty, and this time, since he was a full-fledged adult, he received a harsher jail sentence, which ended up being 6 years.
Damn.
Now, after a long 6 summers behind bars, Rolexx was released, but not without conditions. He was on a strict probation, which put a lot of pressure on Rolexx to keep his hands clean or he'd quickly be back in jail. Well, this proved to be a lot to handle, because in January of 2017, he managed to breach his parole conditions. His probation officer quickly notified the police, and they put out a Canada-wide warrant for Rolexx for a mere breach of parole. It goes to show that the police didn't really take baby steps when it came to Rolexx. Now, this is around the time where he appeared in the Halal Meat music video, so the mask made sense since he was technically on the run at the time. Now, it's not confirmed, but there is some rumors that Rolexx was actually one of the victims hit by gunfire in a shooting that took place on July 1st, 2018. Now, this incident happened in the College in Augusta, Kensington Market area, which is pretty close to Alexandra Park. The aftermath of the shooting was 4 people injured and 19-year-old Marcel Teme being killed. Now, police only released the name of the deceased victims and not the ones injured, so we can't be sure if it was Rolexx. Now, this happened just the day after popular rapper Smoke Dogg was killed in a brazen downtown shooting. Now, at first,
So that definitely had to be some type of retaliation, because the day after Smoke Dogg is killed, these people from the opposite hood get shot. It makes sense. It's crazy.
these shootings appear to be related to the Halal Gang and PO beef, since Smoke Dogg's last music video had
But
clips
wait a
of
minute. The dude that killed Smoke Dogg was what? 21 neat, right? No, 22 neat, I believe, was the one that killed Smoke Dogg. But 22 neat is from Driftwood, so it wasn't Alexandria that had anything to do with Smoke Dogg's death. So why are they getting shot at instead of the, I don't know, it's politics.
of him rapping in front of the main Atkinson Co-op building. And there was even some rumors that Rolexx was the shooter. While the speculation of these incidents being connected, as well as Rolexx being responsible, were laid to rest when 21 Neat was arrested for the murder.
21 Neat, I thought it was 22.
From a whole different area in Toronto, Driftwood, as well as a whole different gang. Now, I couldn't find any clear information of when Rolexx was arrested for his parole breach, but he was confirmed to be in jail in 2019 and some of 2020. Toronto Star reported that Rolexx actually just got out of jail a few months ago, and that his previous parole breach was actually for him being in possession of ammunition. They also reported that he was arrested for a robbery charge in the same incident, but apparently that charge was later dropped. Doing my research for this video, I found rumors circulating that Rolexx has a couple of bodies, but obviously none of these claims could be confirmed. Honestly, what makes this guy a savage is just the rep he seems to carry. It seems like a lot of Rolexx's dirty work is on the low, as he's very secretive. The police view Rolexx as a dangerous individual, so it makes sense that the same would apply for people in the streets. He was really low-key, keeping in the shadows and maintaining a low profile. It was a smart tactic, but this anonymity was eventually compromised, but only by his own actions. Which brings us back to the present day, where Rolexx Homi is currently wanted and on the run for threatening Regent Park on the internet. It seems like the Toronto police don't take lightly to Rolexx, with his own lawyer saying it's extremely rare for police to issue a warrant for an online threat.
Yeah, that's
although his lawyer declined to
yeah, that's weird. Like, you don't hear too much shit like that. Like, you leave comments on the internet. I mean, if you say something like, do something to the president, then the FBI would definitely ask you some questions. So maybe he should just turn himself in and talk to them. Because he could say it wasn't him. He could have got hacked. There's ways to, you know, beat this shit. I don't think this is really a serious charge for him. You know, but the fact that he has a reputation, that's something that, you know, they're going to hold against him, and they're not going to play any games when it comes to him. So, you know, he should just turn himself in and figure it out, get the shit out of, you know, like, who wants to be on the run forever? Like, just deal with the consequences, figure it out, and get it over with.
comment if Rolexx would end up turning himself in or not. It doesn't seem like his run-ins with the law are going to stop anytime soon. He seemed to be a pretty good rapper, and hopefully we can hear some more music from him. If only he could concentrate and not get distracted by the streets.
Alright. So yeah, Rolexx Homi, if there's any videos from him or music songs that you would like me to react to, let me know in the comment section down below. He didn't really say too much about his rap career. He just got a few songs out, and I never heard his music, so you know I definitely want to check it out, see what he's working with. He's on a song with Casper and K Money, who I'm very familiar with, who I like a lot. So yeah, guys, Rolexx Homi, what do you want me to react to? Which song? If you guys like him a lot, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Is he dope like that? You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't really explain too much about his music career. It was just talking about the street stuff that he's involved with. Also, when Smoke Dogg made that video in front of the project building, where was everybody at? Because he was out there in broad daylight in his ops block making a video. Like, that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And that's very dangerous. So, like, how the hell did that happen? Somebody please explain to me, how was that even allowed to go down where Smoke Dogg was freaking making a video on his ops block in the broad daylight in the projects? That takes some balls, yo. I'll give you that much. But yeah, this was an interesting little video. If there's any other videos from Mind Soul 6 that you want me to check out that I need to watch, also let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Follow my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's your boy Dollars. I holla.